Oh, wrong side. Hi! Sorry, I was paying attention to this and listening to that, there she is. Boom. Oh, wait. Hey, hey!
Hello. I'm busy reading up before the live because I'm like scared about this live because of the ceramide, the word ceramide.
Don't be terrified. There's absolutely no
I'm
reason. We
like,
are all entitled to our fucking
oh my
opinions, and if
God.
people don't like it, too
Yeah,
bad.
but I don't even like, I almost don't have, well, no, I obviously have an opinion because I have an opinion on like everything. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, obviously. But I almost don't have an opinion because
Uh-huh.
it's such a complicated topic, like next level complicated. Hello, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
I know, it's been forever.
Yeah,
And I almost have my entire face on.
almost. It
Almost.
looks like it's almost
I
there.
I always like to put a little bit of blush. I actually look at this.
Is that the benefit
I
one? Yeah.
Yes, and it was up to here. I dumped all of that accidentally one day. I was so fucking pissed. And Luis is so funny because he comes in, he's like, "What?" I'm like, "You don't understand. That's 40 bucks."
Is it 40
40
bucks now?
bucks?
Do you know,
Fucking 40 bucks.
I remember when they first created that product. I'm pretty sure that there you
I
go.
love
There's
this stuff.
my
I mean,
age right there. Yeah.
out
So
of all of them, it stays the longest. Sorry.
yeah, it is. No, it's good. But for people like me with redness, it doesn't really work. So I went on my first night out since COVID on Friday night. I don't think I told you.
Uh-huh.
We'll just talk about that while you're doing your makeup there.
Yeah.
So has anyone else gone for a night out since the lockdown? If you're in England, because like you guys over there in
Yeah.
California are screwed. So
Well, thankfully in California we're not, but in the US,
oh no,
yes we are.
California is okay. Yeah, so I went on my first night out, and like I am not a party person. Like I go to bed at like 9:30. Owen's gone out. Yeah, but you're like 18. Yeah, so like I'm not a party girl. Like I've never been. I've always been the loser. Not a loser. I've always been the one in the library at like 10 o'clock at night on a Friday. Like that's me. But so I decided to like shake it up. I don't know if I told you
Uh-huh.
that. I decided to shake it up. Have you ever watched the show The Only Way is Essex?
The only way what?
The Only Way is Essex.
No.
Okay,
That's probably one of the few that I haven't seen. Let me just turn down my
it's an
fan.
English show, obviously. It's about Essex. You have to watch it, Kat. After this, you need to go and Google The Only Way is Essex. So I'm,
Okay.
all the English people there, you all know what I'm talking about, The Only Way is Essex. So I went out for a night out in Essex. And I went out on The Only Way is Essex night out. And all you
Okay.
people know what I'm talking about there. All the English people are like, oh my God. Yeah, so I didn't blend in at all. I think I was the oldest person by at least a decade in
Oh,
the
come
entire night.
on.
Seriously, one of the girls in my group I could have been her mother.
God. Yeah, but you know what? That's like so fucking normal out here in California that you don't even think twice about it. Again, I'm 51. Up until the car accident, I was going out to the clubs dancing with 20-year-olds. I didn't give a fuck. They had no idea how old I was. They're like, "Oh yeah." All my friends were like, "You're how old?
Yeah,
What?"
like I'm old. Yeah, and I felt really old. So yes, you live in Brentwood. Yeah, I was in Chingford, I think, in Chingford. Yeah, I went to this really fantastic restaurant though called Sheesh Restaurant. I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. Yes, Emma, there was a lot of fake tan. There were a lot of veneers, and there are
Big
a
lips.
lot of fillers in the lips. So
That's Kelly.
yeah, so I was like,
You were in LA.
you know, and it's so funny. Yeah, it's like LA. It's exactly like I've never been to Essex before. Well, I've been to visit my friend Georgia who lives in Essex, but I've never been out in Essex. And like it is in that TV show. It is so funny because the TV show is like real.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That is
I
usually
thought
the
it was
best,
pretty funny.
though.
So my friend who I went out with, she's actually very famous on Instagram. She's an influencer, and her name is at Georgia.Simmons. So you can all follow her, and you go to her. She's absolutely stunning, and she definitely puts that on Instagram. So
And it's at Georgia what?
I think it's at Georgia.Simmons. She never watches these lives, so it doesn't matter. She follows me, but she never watches the lives. She's someone I follow because she's actually a very good friend of mine.
She's gonna realize she's gonna get this influx of followers and wonder what's going on.
She already has 55,000 followers, so she's just like, yeah, she didn't even care, so whatever. But I think Georgia.Simmons, I don't know, I have to check. Anyway, Georgia's a very awesome person, and she's a very, very good friend. I've known her for like almost a decade, but she is so different from me. It's like unreal.
Night and day.
We are absolutely. She's also a lot younger than me, as you can see from the photographs. But
I can't find her.
Oh,
there's a ton of Georgia Simmons. Is it 2 M's or 1?
2 M's. I'll find her because I can't ever remember her actual. Oh, it's Georgia Simmons, and there's no dot between it. It's just it's Georgia SIMS_GS. That's it.
SIM. Oh, her. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, she is gorgeous. Holy shit.
Hot. Yeah. So
damn.
Georgia. Not that this is totally off topic. We're here to talk about ceramides, but Georgia. She was like Miss UK bikini champion some years back. Yeah, she's like properly hot. So she dragged me. She's been trying to get me to go out with her and her girlfriends in Essex for a very long time.
Good.
And she was like, "You're here."
Yes.
Yay!
Oh my God, that is so awesome.
CRH, I think your name is Chris. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. And next time I'm out, I will DM you when I'm in Chingford, and you can come and hang, and you come from Brentwood, and come and hang with me and all my friends with veneers. So.
Oh yeah, all my friends with veneers.
So fun. I had a really fun time hanging out in Essex, guys. So I would totally recommend it as a hangout. Kat, when you come to England, I will take you on a night out. The only way is Essex style. They're going to love you. They love us with our American accents. So anyway, that was my night out. So that was my story. And I've recovered from it now. I'm fully recovered. And I'm back to normal.
That's the only thing that I'm noticing. Recovery time is like impossible now. Recovery time hurts. Because I was a hybrid of you. I was the girl who was always reading. But when it came to Friday night, and I didn't drink. I danced my ass off. I was a girl, 2 shots on the dance floor all night. Water. All night. They had to push me out the door. The music is still on. Well, so they turn off the music, push me out the door. I wanted to dance. That was my thing.
Crazy. But you know, does everyone hear a good secret about me? Because like, I think no one really knows. Obviously, we don't talk about you talk about yourself. I don't really talk about myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Derma Luna D is on there. So I'll tell you about myself. Is that I had never been drunk. Yeah. So I only started drinking alcohol about a year ago when I was flying in planes. Yeah, I am not that young. When I was flying in planes because I was getting offered free champagne on an airplane, and I was like, oh well, I should probably drink this because it's expensive. This is me. I only drink alcohol if I get it for free. So
that is awesome.
I started drinking champagne on planes, and I was like, this is actually quite good. I like this champagne stuff, and it makes you feel a bit like kind of lightheaded. Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And so I will say this, and this is going to I'm still a doctor, and I do not advocate alcohol intake. Okay.
But it's good once in a while, in moderation.
Well, it wasn't so moderate. I got drunk for the first time on Friday. There's not many people watching this, so it's fine. But this will be saved, and people will watch this. I told my mother already. Okay, good. So she knows that this happens. Okay. My mother knows I got drunk, and she was very concerned because she's like, "Who are these friends you're with? Were you safe?"
Mothers are so fucking funny. They get so nervous, and it's like, "Don't worry, Mom."
I know. So I'm old.
Yeah, and I'll do this real quick. Like, I was never one to drink when I was younger. Yeah. Like most of my peers were drinking at like 14, 15. I didn't get drunk for the very first time until I was 19. Yeah. And I got fucking hammered, and it never happened again. Again. I learned. I was one of those kids that learned really quick.
Okay, well, I haven't learned. So I had a couple glasses of champagne, Then I had, someone gave me a strawberry daiquiri. Those are not good. Do not drink those. And then someone handed me some kind of a strawberry flavored smoothie shot or something, and I had that too. And then I don't really remember what happened after that, but I was told that I vomited everywhere. So I woke up and apparently I didn't have a hangover because I vomited up all the alcohol. So this was me having a classy night out in Essex. And my friend Georgia, she has a white Jag. And I vomited in it.
Oh my God. That is awesome. You know, I've never done that because
I haven't either.
And that's like okay, so I'm one of those people, unfortunately, that would rather die than vomit. Vomiting is like my no,
well, I don't remember
no.
vomiting. So.
Yeah, you're lucky. But it's a good thing that it happened because it's your body basically just keeping yourself safe.
Yeah, and I felt fine next. I mean, I was tired because I didn't sleep very much, but I didn't feel like crappy. I felt fine. So yeah, that was my experience, my Friday night post-COVID night out, and there's my story. So I am now.
You did it the right way.
So yeah, I did not vomit on my shoes though. Bonus. But it was a really odd thing to have happened to me. Anyway, I had a really fun time out. Thank you, Georgia. She's not watching because she never watches these lives. She's like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, too scientific for me.
Talk about moisturizer.
Too boring.
Yeah, too boring for me. She has the life. Yeah, well, nothing good about us. Oh my God. She has other things she likes to think about. Like, yeah, she has a child.
Oh no, I totally get what you're saying. You don't have to.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I totally. I mean, come on.
Herself.
I'm such a well-rounded person that I get it. I get why people, don't. I mean, let's put it this way. She'll start watching when she hits 40.
Yeah, she has a good few years to go. Yes, I have. Oh, my hair's looking funny. I have an Essexified. Oh God, I can't say that properly.
Specified. No, Essexified.
So I had a super good time out though. So I highly recommend a night on Essex to everyone, and to hang out with my friend Georgia. She's not nutty. She's awesome. So yeah. So anyway,
and what you'll love when we go out is that I'm one of those who will like show you how to maintain that line of happy buzz without tipping over, because that's what you learn. Yeah. The vomiting is never fun. I had one girl who constantly wanted to just drink and puke. She's like, but just think about it. I can keep drinking. I'm like, you're blowing money for nothing, idiot.
True. But the beauty of going out on a night out with someone who's as much of a celebrity as Georgia is that we didn't pay for anything.
Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, you got to learn how to do that. Yeah, so I have to definitely. Yeah, I know how to do that. So especially with my persona, I just have to drop that 40 that I've gained because of a fucking car accident, and we're good.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll have us, and with the American accent. Yeah, with the American accent, we're done. Okay. Yeah, we're free night.
Yeah, no, it's really incredible. Georgia swans in and like the sea parts, and then suddenly a bottle of champagne with one of those fire lighter things in them shows up, and it's like, oh, okay.
So we'll let her part the sea, and I'll just keep the drinks coming, and I'll get the food coming in and everything else.
Exactly. I'm like the sidekick who just drinks all I'll drink all the champagne. Okay, so that was my story. Just wasted loads of time talking about that. Just so you know, Gemma Collins. Oh, good idea. Gemma Collins is one of those people on the show. Anyway, Emma,
okay, before we go into questions,
drinking. I do not advocate drinking. Correct, Emma.
No. And anyone that thinks otherwise, no. Anybody that's thinking that isn't getting this. It's basically just I had a good time. Yeah, okay, she had a good time. I had a good time, and she learned.
It was like good. Hello, COVID. All right. So what are we talking about? Or I'm going to find your question.
Before we ask questions, what on earth is it that you're saying in that clip for Skin A&E? What are you saying?
Which clip? I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched? Okay, there's something that you're saying like, I like gross things or something like that. And I'm like, I've played it like 5 million. What is it that you're saying? Hold on.
Oh, no.
And I can't understand what you're saying. And I'm like,
came up with the show for Thursday. Oh my God. Yeah, so everyone is watching. You need to watch the show on Thursday. Kat's going to do a live with Russell an hour before the show, right?
And then, and I'm too much of a wimp to watch it because I just...
Okay, well, hopefully he'll do another one an hour after. Oh, God.
Right? I don't even have the volume up, but right?
That was me, yeah. Oh, that's
fair. Yeah, you say something, and I'm like, what the fuck is she saying? Let me turn it up.
with whether it's discharging hot or draining thin. Oh wow, these guys will squeeze and remove
Right?
under your skin.
I really love gross stuff. That's what it sounds like you're
I think I
saying.
probably said I really love gross stuff. That would probably sound like
Yeah.
something I would say. That's, you know,
I'm
very
like,
eloquent.
wow.
Very eloquent, good use of vocabulary. I really like gross stuff. Woo!
I really like gross stuff. And it's funny because none of that show bothers me except for when I see that the
Oh, the squeezing? Yeah. Oh, Russell's joined! Russell,
good.
we were just talking about you. So you're going to do a live. I have to ring you back. I'm so sorry. I forgot I missed your call. I was kind of not feeling very well. I was kind of tired when you called me. But anyway, I will call you back, I swear. So Russell, you're going to do a live with Kat at 7 o'clock the night of the show. And are you also going to do a live with Kat after the show? He's not answering.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. Okay, so I don't know what I said, but it will be funny to watch. And no, I was not wearing a mask for a lot of it. Oh, it smells like cheese. Yeah, I try not to do food analogies. Yes, Russell. Yeah, I know food. You're going to do before and after because I'm going to be flying in a plane literally when it's airing, which is such a bummer. But yes, I will watch you in the live before because I'll be at the airport, so I'll watch you. So yeah, so Russell will answer all the questions about questions basically. And please do not slag me off because I have a manicure in the video. I know. They're gel though. And also,
who cares?
I'm not wearing a mask, but I don't always wear a mask. I do now because of, you know,
COVID. Yeah, now you have to.
I have to wear a mask.
But I mean, if people have worked in hospitals, which I have, and I worked in the ICU department, you know when you have to wear a mask and when, well, especially in ICU, you definitely have to.
You definitely, yeah.
But I mean, I walked into the NICU to drop off some paperwork and I didn't have to wear a mask and those things are like this big.
Yeah, NICU is a different place. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, hello Russell. What are the difference between a dermatologist, nurse, and a consultant? What's the difference? A nurse is a nurse and a consultant is a doctor. So Russell is an extremely highly trained dermatology nurse. So Russell is like, I think you're like a band 8 or something. Like he's mega senior in like the dermatology nursing world. Yeah. So a lot of nurses, senior nurses, can also prescribe and stuff. So it's very similar, but it's just that your training has been different. And yeah, anyway, and I think it takes a much longer time for a nurse to get up to that kind of, to be able to prescribe and stuff. I don't really know. You can ask, why don't you ask Russell that on Thursday? Oh.
Good question.
Yeah, it's a good question for Russell. He'll be able to explain that.
Good question, yeah.
Very well. Right. So
I think it would.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead and start looking at questions. I think it's equivalent to like what we would have here in the United States, like a physician's assistant versus an actual doctor.
Yeah. Yes. Because a nurse is still a nurse.
Yeah.
Some nurse practitioners can prescribe, but not all. It depends on what kind of like training they have and some. To be honest, I don't know tons about the nurse pathway, but yeah, some of them do. Someone said, "Don't ever let anyone take pictures of you drunk." Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to happen again. So I think you all had your one time to take photographs, and it was on Friday night, and now it's over. So there was, no more. I'm too old for this.
More.
Too old. All right. So wait, because now I can't find the questions for some reason, but I'll find them. So we're going to talk about ceramides because that's what you've already advertised.
Yeah, and actually one woman was upset that we didn't answer the question on your estradiol compound. Stradiol.
Okay, so the estrogen cream. Yeah, so that, what was the question? I remember that question.
She asked me, what did she ask?
If you're watching,
she said,
you say that you're there.
Wait, what the hell did I do with it? Oh, actually, while I'm looking for that, somebody wants to know what they can put on their 11-year-old daughter's face for KP. She is scratching them off and she doesn't want them to scar.
Okay, so first of all, I know I always do the same thing with this, but I'm going to say, are you sure it's keratosis pilaris? Because that is a little bit unusual on the face. It's not impossible to happen, but I would just want to make sure it's the right thing. In order to, so KP can be really difficult to get rid of, but one thing that does work is just using like a good emollient moisturizer can help. And the other thing, and she's itchy, that's also a different issue. And the other thing I would do is use kind of an acid-based, this is where your alpha hydroxy acids come into action. So this is where your glycolic can be very useful, your lactic acid. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and that's for Sierra Gould. Sierra Gold.
Okay.
And then Lane Maria she was the one that was upset about the fact that we didn't mention the estradiol cream. I'm not saying that right.
Estradiol.
She's like, yeah, whatever that is. And then she wants to know, what are the improvements, wrinkles, sagging, skin thickness, overall glow? Are there any studies? And if yes, where can you make a post about them?
Yes, I can make a post about them. Yes, there are some studies. There are not tons of them. The reason why there's not tons of them is because, which is unusual, because people were really actively looking into estradiol cream in the 90s. And then when it was discovered, not really discovered, but people decided that taking too much estrogen was a risk for breast cancer. And then HRT became an issue. Yeah. So that's when women started being like, oh, no, HRT, we can't. Then this whole HRT confusion came into play, which, again, not my area. So I try to not comment on things like that that aren't my specialty area. But that became a big issue. And then the whole idea of using topical estrogen on facial skin was dropped. So that was, people stopped looking into it. Now it's been resurged again. So over the past few years, it's been like, I think there's been 1 or 2 studies. I'm going to have to just check my papers again. And I will do a post. I think I might have done some type of post. The reason why I sometimes don't post about things like that is because either I can't give a good answer and I don't want to lead to a lot of confusion. Or it's too I mean, I don't stray from controversy. That's
right.
But if I can't describe something clearly in a short amount of characters, then I'm trying to avoid talking about it, which I know is not the answer, because I should just, you know what I mean? But there's a limit to what I can say in those spaces. So estrogen positive breast cancer, there was an association between that and HRT. And then the idea that if you apply topical estradiol, then you would increase your risk of breast cancer became an issue. Now, there's no apparently true association there. Topical estradiol cream is only helpful for women who are estrogen deficient. So whether you're through early menopause or your ovaries failed, yes, and unopposed estrogen in the blood circulation prompts gynecological pathologies, correct. As Ekta saying that over there from Florida, but you just moved out of Florida, so I don't know where you've moved to, but okay. But yeah, so there's
so can it enter the bloodstream then?
Theoretically, yes, because estrogen is a very small molecule. So yeah, it can do. What the evidence for its efficacy on skin is only in women who are estrogen deficient. So it does not do anything for non-menopausal women or non-ovarian failure females, if you get what I mean, right?
Oh.
This is in New York. You're in New York. Cool. So that's important to remember. That's another reason why I didn't want to start talking about it, because if you're 25, it's not going to do anything for your skin. And the major side effect of using topical estrogen is an increased telangiectasia, so thread fins on the face. And that is the main reported side effect. And that is also something a lot of women have as they get older. So that's another reason why using topical estrogen cream is like not looked at favorably. So there's lots of issues.
Yeah.
But
so this is for Lane Maria. So Lane_Maria, there's your answer. Well, partial answer. She's going to do a post on it, but again, she's limited, which sucks.
Yeah,
Instagram doesn't let us
just
play.
Write that down. Eastern skin. I'm pretty certain I've written something somewhere about that.
I thought I'd seen something in your. Yeah.
I'm pretty
that
sure
sounds
I have a post on it actually.
I think you do. You know what, Lane Maria, go ahead and check her posts, her grid, and see if you find it there, because I swear that I remember her having a post about no more than like 2 months ago. 3 max.
Yeah, it was not that long ago. I'm pretty sure, because that's when I was doing all the like reading on estrogen topically and all this other stuff. So yeah, and I also found out that my compounding labs can also do that. So I was like, oh no way.
Very cool. Very cool.
But this risk of the thread veins is a problem. So
okay, and then now let's see if we can find. I'm on an iPad with Instagram, just so I can like find the questions and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very different from my Android, so I'm kind of like, wait, where the fuck am I?
No problem. I'm trying to find. You emailed it to me, so I'm like, where did I put that email? What is wrong with me?
Oh, here we go. Okay, got it. So and she actually had a lot. Wait, what's going on here? Why can't I find interactions? Hello? Where'd all my questions go, dude? All right, well, here they are. It doesn't matter. I've got them right here. So a lot of them are from Jamie Peace Love. And then we have one. Actually, they're all from Jamie.
Jamie, are you watching?
Jamie,
Because then we're not going to
Jamie,
answer them.
I hope you're watching because these are all your questions, girl. Are you ready? So first she wants to know is, do ceramides actually penetrate the skin?
Yeah.
And if you have to answer these questions later because you don't have the
Knowledge?
proper answer. No, not knowledge, proper answer.
No, it's fine not to know. Do ceramides enter skin? Yes, as in, but it depends on what we mean by that. So do you mean, do they penetrate the stratum corneum? Do they absorb into the dermis? Where are they going? Well, the idea, okay, let's back up. Oh, Emma's making notes. Please don't make notes because if I say, yeah. Oh, let's define ceramides. Yes, let's define ceramides. So actually I have that page open here, which is useful. So yeah, I'm going to literally give it to you from the book. So, no, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. So let's just like back up here. Okay, so we're talking, the most interesting thing in skincare is the stratum corneum. So those are the 20 to 30 cells at the very top of the skin. We don't care so much about the dermis. We don't care so much about what's underneath the stratum corneum because it doesn't really affect the way your skin looks that much, though it does. But yeah, I had the skin barrier book out again here. Though it does, but for the sake of what we're talking about today, which is ceramides, there is no usefulness of ceramides any further down than the stratum corneum, okay? And the stratum corneum is the top layer of the skin. So the skin has 4 or 5 layers, depending on where you want to go, like the epidermis, though I don't think of the skin like that. So I don't think of the skin in terms of layers. I think of it in terms of functionality. So the stratum corneum is the bit that we care about right now, okay? So the top 20 to 30 cells. In there, you have these flattened skin cells called keratin. They're called corneocytes, hence the name stratum corneum. And they're the same as keratinocytes, which is the other word for skin cells. And keratinocytes are the active ones, the ones with the nucleus. That's how I think of them. That's how most people consider that, okay? So you have keratinocytes at the bottom of the epidermis. I'm going to have to a graph or something. And then as they mature, and as they change and become adults, and then they get old and they lose their nuclei and they flatten, and that's your stratum corneum. That's your barrier, okay? That's the cells that make up the barrier. That's the only cell, that's the only cell in the barrier, okay, in the top of the skin. And that's what we care about because that's what you see. That's right. All of this, okay? Right. So all cosmetic skincare virtually, I'm going to say all cosmetic skincare can affect the stratum corneum, but cannot do anything more than that. Big statement. Oh, this is going to be sick.
It can't actually alter anything, right?
It can't actually alter. Well, if it does alter something, then it's no longer a cosmetic. By definition, it's a drug, okay? Right. So that's where we get into this wish-washy world of what is a cosmetic, what is a drug? Oh, we don't really know. Let's make this up. Right. So that's how we're gonna face. So let's make it simple. This cannot alter the what strata? Well, that's where we get into a problem because that product specifically is supposedly meant to alter the stratum corneum. Lots of things can alter the stratum corneum. So basically, let's go back to a little bit of anatomy. So you have these 20 to 30 flattened cells which sit there, okay, and that's what we can kind of see. And then holding the cells together is a bunch of fat, okay, because it's an impermeable fatty membrane and it doesn't allow anything through. So you have all these little cells that are stuck together, and in between the cells is this space of fat, and that's called your lipid matrix, your lipid layer. Now, there's lots of things in this lipid fat layer, okay? But the main components of it are cholesterol, which is the same cholesterol that you have in your arteries, okay? Same cholesterol. Then you have fatty acids, same fatty acids when you think like free fatty acids, and ceramides. And ceramides are literally a type of fat. Yeah. So our lipid class. So the major lipid classes in the stratum corneum are ceramides, cholesterol, and free fatty acids. That's what ceramides are. So ceramides are a type of lipid. They're a type of fat in the skin. So I don't know what people think ceramides are, because I think people think ceramides are some weird like protein or something, but they're not. Ceramides are still just a form of fat. Yes. Now the thing is, the primary, you can stop me at any point. The primary fat in the lipid matrix, stop me at any point. If I
No. This is what we want to know. Talk.
So the primary fat in the lipid matrix is ceramides. Okay, so you can see where this started. Right? So it wasn't until about 20 or 30 years ago, perhaps 30 years ago, that dermatologists actually were doing this research, and they're like, oh right, so what is this lipid layer composed of? Because what we want to understand is how the skin barrier forms, because we want to understand why it breaks down or how it breaks down. So the only reason anyone was interested in this isn't because we wanted to create anti-aging skincare. It's because skin disease is a major problem for many, many people. So we know now that one of the biggest causes of inflammatory skin disease is this breakdown of the skin barrier. And by that, we mean the stratum corneum not sticking together like it should. And so the question is, why is that happening in certain people? Okay. What can we do to correct that in those people? Or what can we do to prevent that from happening in those people? So then that's when people started looking at the skin like that and saying, okay, well, let's analyze this fatty layer. Let's see what's in this fat. Okay. Oh God, it's cholesterol. Okay. It's fatty acids. Okay. It's ceramides. So now, interestingly, ceramides are not just one thing. Of course not. Okay. Why?
Yeah, but wait, Emma, don't forget that you can always go back to the live. So you don't have to like struggle.
And you can always just like talk to me and I can tell you again. So it's fine. We can always talk about it.
No, I like that we're talking.
So
wait, seriously?
Ooh, cars.
Huge ass truck. Sorry.
There you know, it's okay. So there's basically like, here we go. There are 9 subclasses of ceramides that have been identified in the Stratum Corneum. But this book was published in 2019. So this is the most up-to-date book you can get about ceramides. Okay, this book is cool. Yeah. So as you can see, heavily highlighted. I've already read this book, but I'm referring to it again. So basically, you have these, but that's not the only part of the stratum corneum, but we're going to focus on this today because that's what everyone wants to talk about, and that's what the skincare industry has latched onto. Okay, rightfully or wrongfully.
Put their nasty little claws in.
They're using it to make money. They're using ceramides to sell us stuff and to make us believe that it's magic, which it probably isn't. So, right. Anyway, so then we have 9 subclasses, right? So they have all these different carbon chain lengths and all this other jazz. If you read this, you'll just fall asleep. And there's like a picture of them too. Look at that. There's chains, different types of ceramides. Woo! I mean, this is like good bedtime reading right here. So they're named ceramide 1 through 9.
Actually, you know what? You think that we don't care. I want a show of hands. Actually, I want hearts posted for everyone that would love a YouTube video, a 1-hour YouTube video of her teaching all this stuff. I bet you they'll say yes.
Because it's going to be a lot longer than this.
With graphs and everything. Throw me hearts. Come on, guys, if you want this. If you want this.
If you want this. Someone just said something about, oh, God.
What?
Yeah, okay, I can't read all the comments because it's going to confuse me. So, right. Yeah, I have nothing against CeraVe. I think it's an absolutely fine moisturizer. But that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not magic. So, right. So,
okay, and that's the clarity right there. This is not going to magically make your skin look fabulous.
No, it's just
I know it hasn't made mine fabulous.
It doesn't do anything different from any other cream-based moisturizer. So anyway, this chapter is literally about ceramides, and it just goes on and on and on about all the different types of ceramides, subclasses, blah, blah, blah. So there's a couple of headlines, and I'm not going to, they're not necessarily from this book because there's lots of, this is my ceramide folder. So this is not even skimming the surface. It's not bad.
Wow.
Ceramides aren't bad. They're not bad for everyone.
No, they're not bad.
This is just skimming the surface. So yeah. Anyway, so basically, this is the deal. This is the thing.
Thanks,
what they found was, I'm not talking about researchers or whatever, people with eczema seem to be deficient in specific ceramides.
You're kidding.
No. Right. Okay. Right. But can we all just listen? Because you're all going to jump like, okay, I have eczema. I need to use ceramide-based moisturizer. No, no, no. Or I don't want to get eczema. I have to use a ceramide-based moisturizer. No, no, no. Elderly people also have deficiencies in certain parts of the stratum corneum. So when you get older, you seem, apparently, to reduce, for example, in the amount of cholesterol in your skin. Yeah. Yeah. So,
fat loss.
Yeah, kind of. So, well, sort
Okay.
of. So all these things are changing, right? So then I'm making a very bad summary of this, but whatever. So this is headlines. So basically what happened then was like, they're like, okay, well, great. So we can repair the damaged barrier in patients with eczema if we give them a cream that has the same molar ratio in fat of what they're missing in their lipid matrix, okay? But it's not that simple because you have to give them the one they're missing, not all of them. Okay.
Okay.
So this is where it gets really complicated. And that's why I didn't want to talk about this topic, because it's like, well, okay, so let's pretend, and I'm just making this up. I'm just kind of make stuff up. Let's just pretend that people with eczema have a ceramide 6 deficiency. And this is not true. I'm just saying this is the case. If you were to then give them a cream that's mainly ceramides 1 through 4, that would damage their skin. Because what we do know, yes, if you put on a moisturizer like that, the way that the skin is very intelligent, and it will stop making, it will not produce, you will like damage it basically, and it will not produce, I have to write this in the proper paper, but it will not produce what you want it to produce. So, if you don't give it the right amount of C6, for example, or whatever. So it's not as simple as just saying, here's your equivalent molar ratio, off you go, which is what CeraVe does. It does, yeah, negative feedback, yeah, very similar to that. So it's similar to that idea. So if you don't have a ceramide deficiency, or if your lipid layer is not deficient, then putting on an equal, like a physiological molar MOLAR type cream is probably pointless, because there's nothing wrong with your skin.
Okay, so here's a very good question then, because it's kind of goes into what the other question that Jamie Peace Love was asking. If my skin already has it, why do I need them? But I'm going to go a little further than that, or deeper than that, and say, here they have that they claim here they claim they have 3 essential ceramides, and I think that one of them is 6. I think the other one is 3. Ceramide AP, EDP, no, EOP?
Those
ceramide.
The P's are a different thing, but I can't tell you exactly what that it means.
Yeah, NP, AP, and EOP. So I guess my question is this. If that is the case for those of us with eczema, and I have noticed, especially here, like a strangeness in my skin since I was a kid, it just seems a little more transparent or something. Is this actually harming more than helping? It could, you can say it could be.
Possibly. So it's not, it's probably not, because it's such a benign thing, but potentially, yes, that's the problem, is that it's not as simple just chucking ceramide on someone. And so a lot of creams have jumped on the ceramide bandwagon, and they've just added ceramide into a skincare product. But again, that also doesn't make sense, because it's like, well, there's other components too, so that makes no sense. But you also have to step back and think, like, what is a moisturizer actually doing? And what I've said many, many times, that all a moisturizer does is trap water. All it does is trap water. It either draws water in as a humectant, like towards the skin, or it just stops water from leaving the skin. And that's it. There's nothing else. The idea that these barrier repair moisturizers actually change the way the skin functions, that's a whole different concept. That's why ceramide or barrier repair moisturizers in the States are sold as medical devices, because they're not drugs, but they're medical devices.
Right.
And I don't really understand how CeraVe got around this, but they did. And they're not a medical device. But part of the reason, it's very complicated, because part of the reason why Epicarum is a medical device, and that's the name of the moisturizer that's a medical device, is partially due to cost. Because if they can call it a medical device, they can charge $300 for a tube. And then your insurance company will pay for it, because it's a medicine. Yeah. Right. So that's all a bit, dodgy pharmaceutical company crap. So that's also an issue. But then
That's like so irritating.
yeah, it's irritating. But this whole ceramide thing, it's a little this banding out around this word barrier repair everywhere. Because everywhere you go, everyone's using it in all their media and all their stuff about barrier. You know, it's all just nonsense. Because it's like, actually, first of all, who has to repair their barrier? Because it's not me. My barrier's totally fine. Yeah, so I don't need to repair my barrier. Thank you very much. Do I want to keep it healthy? I do. But I know how to do that, and that's just through using a moisturizer, and that's it. Yeah. So and then I did talk about. So I did. This is horrible, but not horrible. About 3 years ago, I used to occasionally do talks for companies where they would take me to a bunch of GPs, and I would do like family meds, and I would do a big talk to a bunch of GPs about eczema or something as a consultant, right? I don't do that anymore because yeah, lots of reasons. But anyway, so
kind of wish you would.
Sorry, what?
I kind of wish you would,
yeah.
Especially here in the States, because I mean, they automatically think, oh, you have eczema. Okay, just throw this on and you'll be fine. And it's like,
yeah. Well, no, but the thing is, the thing I have now is that I haven't done a sponsored pharmaceutical talk for about 2 years, and I won't do that because I don't want to have that conflict of interest. So I won't do a talk where I'm paid to do it by L'Oreal, for example. So, but I did. Yeah, because L'Oreal is a pharmaceutical company. So L'Oreal asked me to go and do this talk when CeraVe was being sold in the UK for the first time. So this was about 3 years ago, I think, or maybe longer than that. And so I was like, yeah, okay, all right, because I do a lot of GP education. I always have, so which is always really fun. And so they're like, yeah, can you do a talk about the barrier? I was like, oh crap. So I was like, no, because obviously L'Oreal sells CeraVe. So I knew what the rep was wanting me to say. They were giving out loads of samples of CeraVe at the talk. Like, it was all of this kind of stuff. So I was like, oh crap, because I'm not going to lie, all right? Because I'm not going to make stuff up. So basically, I did a talk about the barrier, and I actually have that. I can at one point share that PowerPoint. So I still have it, obviously. And then there's one slide that's actually printed out, but not for this specifically. That basically, there have only been two, up to that point in time, that was about 3 years ago, there were 2 studies looking at whether or not the medical device barrier repair moisturizer was more effective than a normal standard moisturizer, like a cheap ass moisturizer, basically, like Vaseline. There were 2 studies done, and this is the slide. I cannot believe I did it. I have always been a bit of a pot stirrer, I'll tell you that. So I can't believe they ever invited me to do another talk again. And they did. L'Oreal invited me to do multiple talks after this, which is pretty shocking, to be honest, because what I said, they must have been like, the reps in the back must have been like, oh my God, can someone take the microphone away from her? So I think it was like 50 doctors were there. And I was like, so what's the evidence for the barrier repair? And I put up this slide, and the slide says, what's the evidence for barrier repair versus normal moisturizers and eczema? No evidence, sad face. And then I put the references. And then I I remember thinking when I put this on, I was like, should I do this? Or am I just like, are they going to pay me my speaker fee if I put this on?
Do it. I mean, they want
it, obviously.
Tell them.
And it was like, dude, here's a slide. And it was colored, obviously.
Yeah,
that was fun. And yes, they did invite me back, but now I just say no.
Well, you know what, though? That's good that they invite you back, because it says, yeah, okay, we want the truth, even though we're going to tell people a lie.
Well, they couldn't. Thing is, they're not allowed to censor my slides. So there are rules and laws and stuff. So there, I can't be censored. If they pay me to do a talk for a bunch of GPs and they give me a topic like eczema, I can't be told what to say. Okay, so that's not fine. So, but some people, prevents you. Yeah. So sorry, I can't read the comments very quickly. But so anyway, so basically, there are a couple people who did look at this and tried to compare the efficacy, and they found non-inferiority. So they basically, or they didn't find superiority. So they found non-inferiority, as in they didn't find that the expensive barrier repair moisturizer was any better at all than your standard, like, over-the-counter, whatever moisturizer. One of the papers was written by Zoe Draelos. And Zoe Draelos is one of the most reputable dermatologists that's currently living in the United States, Zoe Draelos. And
is she on Instagram?
Yeah, but she has like 3 followers because she's not like active. She's a bit older. She's absolutely brilliant. So if you ever want to read some really, really good work, she used to be the editor of the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology, and her work is very, very good. She's a prolific writer. And she doesn't write so much anymore, but she did when she was younger. I think she's almost retired now. But anyway, she said she did one of these studies. And I have a lot of respect for everything she writes, usually. Not everything, because I have read a couple of things that I'm
Sorry.
like, that's okay. So yeah, so there's your very convoluted ceramide story. So when patients say to me, should I get a moisturizer with ceramides in it? I'm like, no, I don't care. Like, if you want to, it's probably not harmful. Probably being the right word there. Though
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know, because there is some evidence to suggest that using a ceramide heavy moisturizer is not physiological or can be disruptive to it's like a negative feedback where it will shut down your barrier repair mechanism. It's all very confusing for most people, and that's why the skincare, well, that's not why, but the skincare industry just takes the very top headline and just uses it as their marketing strategy, which is a problem.
And that kind of actually answers, first off, Emma, thank you. And that kind of answers Jamie's next question, which is why is CeraVe in the tub of godly status? That ship, it burns. It doesn't burn me, but it does feel like glue. And the reason why do you mind if I step in on this one? Because This one's easy. Marketing. Plain and simple marketing. Look at the back of the box, or the bottle, the tub, and it says developed with dermatologists. And I bet you they had this much input. Yeah. And now, that's all we needed. That's all we needed. A dermatologist said ceramide, so now we can sell it.
A couple people have said CeraVe can be stingy, and absolutely that's correct. I found that too myself. That it can be stingy, especially if you're going through a retinoid dermatitis. It can be stingy, and that's why I always push people towards using an ointment, because ointments never sting. Ointments never sting, and that's almost certainly because they don't have water preservatives in them.
Oh, true.
So, yeah, ointments never sting. Aquaphor, Vaseline, QV doesn't sting. Yep, never stings.
You got me on it now.
Yeah, there you go.
My only thing, seriously, these last like 3 days have been so fucking hot in California. Not just hot, which heat I can handle when it's low humidity, but it's been that 60% and above humidity, which isn't normal for us. Yeah, it's not normal for us. Yeah. So putting this on my face, seriously, I only went this far. I couldn't go any further. It was just so gross.
But like, because you kind of sweat and the sweat kind of catches underneath it and stuff. It's kind of gross. But yeah, I totally get it. But
like the other person said, this literally feels like you're plastering glue on your face. So I don't even like using this anymore. On my skin, yes. On my face, no. I don't like it anymore. It's your fault.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Can we define ointment versus moisturizer versus treatment? Yes, we can. Ointment is a non-water-based emollient. Oh yeah, thank you. Non-water-based emollient, and a moisturizer. Well, okay, no. A moisturizer is a generic term for anything that hydrates the skin, right? So, but to me, an ointment is a non-water-based emollient, and a moisturizer is more like a cream that's white. And if it's white as a cream, it has water in it almost by definition. Apparently, CeraVe makes an ointment. I had a patient who I saw last week or on Sunday, and she told me CeraVe makes an ointment. She got it from the States. I think it does have, I told her I was going to check if it had water in it, but I forgot.
Actually, I'll check right now because I was going to order it and I canceled. I took it off my list after I started using the Vaseline because I'm not finding that I need anything else. Yeah. CeraVe ointment. So keep going and I'll let you know as soon as I find it. CeraVe. Is it called Hydrating Healing? What's it called?
Honestly, I have no idea. CeraVe ointment.
I'll just put ointment.
It's Chris, right? Chris, CRH367. I feel like such a dumbo when I can't remember people's names. I try really hard. Michael! So yeah, so the CeraVe thing, and I did, I feel bad too because I did go through a time where I was basically like, when people ask me what moisturizer should I use, I was like, okay, well, just use CeraVe. But that's okay. So that I apologize for that, and I think that I shouldn't have said that when I was recommending things to people. Which is now partially why I never recommend a brand, because I don't want to go back in 20 years and be like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to make you buy that. But
we're all learning.
But when I make a mistake or I say something in error, I will put my hands up and say, I made a mistake. So
okay,
I shouldn't have recommended it.
It does have water.
Yeah, so it's not an ointment.
And it has dimethicone. I'm sorry, but they
Yeah, but so does QV. QV ointment has dimethicone as well.
But you know what I noticed with CeraVe, and it's what bothers me, I think, the most is, and that's why it feels like glue, is that I personally think they put too much dimethicone in there because your face literally feels like it has a sheet on it.
That dimethicone does that. It has like this kind of silicone kind of feel. So yes, Vaseline is totally safe for rosacea, sebderm. Vaseline is probably the most safe moisturizer of all time. And someone asked me, but it has petroleum in it. Yes, it is a petroleum, a refined product from petroleum, but that doesn't mean it's bad for you. As long as it's well refined, which brand name Vaseline, the one we all know and love in the blue lid, that is well done. So yeah.
And Lucy, it is heavy, but it's all in application. If you just take the sheerest amount and let it warm up between your fingers and then just start doing this, and no joke, oh, the CeraVe, yeah, totally. But now I'm actually at the point where almost, I think I'm as close as you are to the amount that I put on. And I'm like, what the fuck? But I still don't do this because this just...
Yeah. Because my mom was like, I'm going to FaceTime you last night. And I was like, no, Mom, I have my ointment on.
I'm oily. I'm an oil slick.
I'm oily. So Little Prairie Snow Angel says Vaseline doesn't actually moisturize. Yes, it does. Vaseline, the way a moisturizer works, or a hydration thing, is by trapping water in the skin, and Vaseline does that better than anything else. So yes, Vaseline does absolutely moisturize. I think there's a lot of confusion about what the word moisturize means, because that's also been messed around with a bit. So
it's been messed around with a lot, not a bit. They fucked with it royally. And I like the way that you said it in another live, which really simplified it. Water, oh God, I almost said dehydrates. Water evaporates. So how is it going to stay moisture? How's it going to keep moisture in your skin if it's evaporating?
But same with the idea that when you put, everyone's like, oh yeah, but I want my moisturizers to feel absorbed. I'm like, yeah, but it's not absorbing anywhere. It's just like evaporating, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And Sierra, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that because I kind of did that. She said that she puts on a lot and then she blots it. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, well, I can go to bed looking like a slime ball because I don't share I live by myself. So.
Yeah. Well, now I technically do too, but I hate waking up and finding like this grease mass on my pillow. It's like, ew.
Yeah. Oh, so what should you use for skin with pregnancy? Prone to spots. There's so much contradicting information online. Yeah, don't read anything online. Stop reading. Because you're just gonna get your head in a mess. Stop reading and just use the most basic skincare. An ointment is fine if you're during pregnancy. So QV ointment, Vaseline, they don't make you break out. Correct, Kat? You don't get spots from it.
Okay, so yeah. So what's her name?
Emma. I don't know. Can't see her name, but.
Yes, Sophie. Yeah, I'm acne prone. I have eczema, and I have not had but the usual occasional period-inducing acne. That's it.
Josh, your wisdom, the internet will make you overthink skincare. Yes, but you know whose fault that is? It's not the internet's fault. It's the skincare industry's fault. Not to bash the industry, but
that's right.
I don't like the skincare industry as a whole. So I think it's ruined people's lives and ruined people's skin. So yes, Lucy didn't believe me, but now she's She's converted. She's something under the ointment, like a serum. No, don't use anything under the ointment unless you're using a treatment like tretinoin, and then yes, you can put that underneath. How not to wash your long hair in the AM when you use Vaseline. Yeah, your hair can get kind of mucky with Vaseline too.
Yeah, that's that's why I don't do it here, because I already have an oily T-zone. The way that you can do it for those of us who have oily skin is start here and then work your way up, and the littlest bit remaining you can go ahead and apply there. But even then, I find that I just royally fuck up my fine hair because it's a mess. I like the other question that, if it's okay, that Jamie Peace Love asks. She's like, ointment or ceramide cream for, and I already know what you're going to say, for a damaged or tretinoin sensitive skin barrier.
Yeah, olives ointment. Because if you put obviously, you didn't need me to answer that. So if you have
I had to.
If you put any kind of cream, it's not just ceramides, any kind of cream moisturizer on your kind of dermatitis-y skin, then you are going to sting. It's going to sting. And that is an immediate sign that it's not going to be for you. So stinging is never good. So stinging, we definitely don't want that to happen. So, I mean, I think the bottom line is, if people ask this, are ceramides bad for your skin? Almost certainly not.
Mm-mm.
They're not going to be bad, but it's not going to do the magic that it says it's going to do. Just like hyaluronic acid. It's not bad. It just doesn't do anything. So just point,
Yeah.
you guys will not bother. So just save your pennies and go buy something else. Or
And before you answer Huda's question, Jamie also said, do the ceramides and CeraVe Healing Balm benefit the skin if in an occlusive ointment? Again, we just finished answering that their healing balm actually has water in it, so.
It's not an ointment. And he's also, she or he is also saying that if you occlude it with like Vaseline, like if you put ceramides on, like a CeraVe, and then put Vaseline on top, are you therefore going to let the ceramides penetrate more? No, you're not. That's not, no, that doesn't work like that. So then what did Huda just say? I don't know.
She said, Huda said, whoa, I hate touching my screen because the way that this works freaks me out. She said, what about this industry's, what? The industry's?
Oh, cleansers.
Yeah, cleansers.
Oh, that's like a whole different live. Yeah, I'm not a huge proponent of cleansers. I think the idea that cleansing is the most important part of skincare is also a little over the top.
Can we talk about that next week?
Yeah, we talk about next week. Yeah, I mean, cleansers.
All right, what do you guys think of that? Cleansers for next week?
Cleansers? This is gonna be fun. Getting my butt about the cleansers. But yeah, I mean, I really like. I think we all over cleanse everything all the time. I mean, I'm all about being clean.
But there's a limit, and we've got like probably 4 minutes. And yeah, I definitely want to talk about this because especially with the skincare industry, they believe in the double cleanse, not only the double cleanse, but cleansing morning and night. And you know, and then to top it off, if you're working out, you got to cleanse after you're working out. And it's like, guys, you've like, just stripped, you've thrown, it's throwing your skin barrier off. So yeah, everyone's yes, please do.
You're totally right. I mean, the double cleanse thing is obviously total nonsense. So that needs to go. Anything that sounds complicated is probably nonsense. Like when it comes to a skincare routine, like if it sounds like, wait, do I really need to use that many products? And do I really need eye cream? And do I really need 2 cleansers and a toner and an exfoliant and 3 serums and a night serum and a day serum and a this and that? Hello, I'm sure that's not, we have for thousands of years with great skin and none of that. So absolutely not. And if someone's saying if you don't buy a cleanser that costs more than 30 pounds, you're not spending enough money. That's also crap. That is
absolute crap because seriously, my fucking Johnson's baby wash. Again, I have dry eyes. So for me, that and coconut oil are my ride or die. I don't mind the Abilene. I just don't find that the Abilene like really washes off waterproof eye makeup.
Yeah, it depends what you like.
But I love the way it feels. It does feel so luxurious. It really does.
No, that's good. And did y'all see my post about eye cream?
Oh yeah, I already knew that. So, and it's funny because I did fall back into the trap thinking, now science is involved.
I've done a post about coconut oil. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I use Vaseline is a great eye cream. This is a good eye cream.
Seriously? Okay. People that know this brand, this little thing cost $125 or something like that. Swear to God. Okay, $125. I didn't pay that. Thank God. I got it for free.
This? Started. Yeah, I know. So don't do my eye cream, but I mean the whole eye cream thing is just nothing. So I'm gathering all the evidence about eye cream. Oh, not eye cream. Sorry. Oh no, that's not that what I'm talking about. The whole thing about for example using retinoids as an eye cream, your tretinoin around your eye. So I'm gathering all the evidence for that, why we do use it around our mouths and around our eyes, and I'm gonna have a post about it. It's gonna be a big, complicated one. So yeah, because there's so much evidence about that. Mm-hmm.
Can you include how to get rid of these? I smoked once in a while when I was growing up because my dad's a smoker. But I did it, because you get rebellious and you're like, oh, I want to try, and then it becomes a social thing, not necessarily an addicted thing. And then finally, 2 years ago, I'm like, you know what? No, 4 years ago, I'm like, you know what? No, not even social. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got these.
I would, yeah, that's not a cream. I would have to do something physical to that. Sorry. I am a fan of a needle, so I do use those for time to time.
I'm fucking terrified of needles, and I don't do well with shit like Valium, so I'm like royally fucked.
I just calm you down. We'll just talk you through it.
Okay.
You'll
So
be
whenever
totally
I finally
fine.
get my ass out there, we're partying. I'm gonna let you just like fix my face.
That will do. Actually, can you really measure comedogenicity? Yes and no, but we can talk about that in another live as well. Actually, we might
Oh
talk about
crap!
that in
We
one of
got
her
25
lives.
minutes.
Oh,
Shit.
30 seconds.
Yes, seconds,
Okay.
not minutes.
But so
So
next week, Tuesday from Dubai, we have a time.
yes. I already have the time. I'm gonna post it after this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it in the calendar so you don't get confused after
Okay,
you
cool.
fly. And then skin cleansers next week.
Cleansers.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye.